Step 1 and Step 2, as well as shelf exams, aren't really tests of knowledge. Instead, they're about your ability to apply concepts in novel situations. What this means practically is that if you're trying to cram content the night before your exam, it's probably not going to make much of a difference. What's one night of studying going to do for you relative to the years and years that you spent accumulating the medical knowledge in the first place? I know you're probably thinking, well, if I can just learn a little bit more, isn't that better? In theory, sure. But in practice, what I've found is that last-minute cramming typically causes more stress than benefit. For example, the night before I took Step 1, I cracked open first aid and I decided, I've done a pretty good job up until this point preparing. Let me just check and read through some of the sections of first aid and see how much I know. It turns out that there were a lot of facts that I didn't know in first aid. As I sat there, I got more and more anxious by seeing all of these things that I didn't know. Thankfully, I had the peace of mind to close the book and set it aside and tell myself, you know what? The knowledge that I have is the knowledge that I have. And frankly, the more important thing is my ability to actually apply it. At that point, I just went to bed, and the next morning, I scored in the top 0.1% on Step 1. What can you take away from this? The key is that you want to focus on your mental state. If you do feel the need to study, make sure that you do things like Anki the day before your exam. And if you want, try and study ahead with your flashcards so that you have fewer reviews that you're going to have to do on the day after the exam. I can tell you it's pretty depressing to have to come home after one of the USMLEs and have to do your Anki cards. If you want to do new content, don't do any new content after 5 p.m. The main focus, though, should be on trying to do things that calm you down. Personally, I find journaling very helpful to try to name my anxieties so that they have less power over me. Exercise can also be very relaxing, as well as things like visualization or meditation. Your focus should be on getting the best night's sleep possible so that you can be at your mental peak. This is especially true for shelf exams in Step 2, which focus on your ability to apply and integrate clinical concepts when you get long vignettes. If you're tired or stressed, it becomes very, very difficult to do this at a high level. Strategy number 2 is the morning performance setup. Whether it's the beginning or the end of the exam, each question is worth the exact same amount. What that means is that you want to have good focus and energy throughout the entire exam, and setting yourself up with a great morning is a fantastic way to ensure that you're at your peak throughout the entire day. The night before, lay out all the things that you're going to need for the exam. First, you need to make sure that you have a copy of your testing permit. Electronic or printed is okay, although personally I like to have both. In a similar vein, you need to have your passport or your driver's license where your name is going to match your testing permit. Again, I prefer to have two, just to have one as backup in case something happens. Finally, make sure that you've got all of your snacks planned out. A pro tip is to have individual Ziploc bags with your snacks in them for each planned break for the exam. Each bag would say something like break number 1 or break number 2, and have the snacks in it that you plan on consuming during that break. It sounds weird, but on a test day that lasts 8 or even 9 hours, it's easy to get mixed up on which block and which break you're on. And so being able to go to your locker and to pull out the bags of snacks with the break number without having to think about it makes a huge difference for allowing you to focus your energy on the exam. The morning of, make sure that you have a high protein breakfast and avoid empty carbs. Your focus should be on having sustained energy, not having sugar rushes and crashes later during an important block of the exam. Remember, you need to prepare so you can be at your best for the entire thing. If you're a medical student or a doctor preparing for either the USMLEs or COMLEX or one of your medical board exams, then be sure to sign up for our free 14-step program where we'll walk you through the most efficient ways for you to improve your score in a short period of time. And if you're interested in getting there faster, be sure to book a free call with our team where we'll break down what it is that's holding you back and, if it makes sense, explain how it is that we can help you to get there more efficiently.